We're not going to make it with the intent of having somebody else use this against somebody else. It's all in the name of science. Team, I have a literal plethora of field manuals, some of which are hard copies and others are downloaded onto my computer. So I have downloaded soft copies, and my two pups are just going absolutely nuts this morning. And then I have had been shared a few recent TMs, which is a technical manual. And TMs are a little bit different from field manuals, which are different from regulations. I want to share this one with you as much as I think that I can. I'm probably going to end up pushing the envelope on this because this is TM 31-210 Improvised Munitions Handbook. This thing is off the chain. It's unreal. We're going to read a little bit from this. I'm going to show you a few screenshots. I'm going to encourage you the next time that you're at a surplus store or to simply, pardon my phone falling, to get on eBay, try to find this thing if you can. This thing is gold, and it is dynamite. So let's dig into this thing. This was printed back in 1969, so height of the Vietnam War. Improvised Munitions Handbook, Vietnam Era TM. What kind of stuff do you think is in here? If you think it's like some MacGyver Rambo shit, you're right. Section 1, Explosives and Propellants, including igniters. Section 2, Mines and Grenades. Section 3, Small Arms, Weapons, and Ammunition. Remember, this is all improvised. Section 4, Mortars and Rockets. Section 5, Incendiary Devices. Section 6, Fuses, Detonators, and Delay Mechanisms. Section 7, Miscellaneous. Already, man, if you're not intrigued, there's something wrong with you. This is like crack. Of course, it's. I love this. It has for official use only throughout the entire TM. Right. I will tell you though, having hard copies of books, having a physical library is critical in my humble opinion. Take all of the things, food and all of the things relating to food, whether it's gardening, hunting, skinning, preserving, all of this stuff as it relates to food, cooking, fire, water, shelter, first aid, navigation, communication, self-defense, maintaining a core body temperature, all of that stuff, all of that stuff. You need books on all of these things more than you need stories. Odds are there may come a time when you can't, speaking of phones, that you can't use a phone to phone a friend, right? The building trades, man, you need plumbing, right? You need electrical, all of that stuff, right? You need all of that stuff. Just like Hondo thinks he needs to eat everything here. Purpose and scope. In unconventional warfare operations, it may be impossible or unwise to use conventional military munitions as tools in the conduct of certain missions. It may be necessary instead to fabricate the required munitions from locally available or unassuming materials. The purpose of this manual is to increase the potential of special forces and guerrilla troops by describing in detail the manufacture of munitions from seemingly innocuous, locally available materials. And of course, it goes on. So think about what you may be concerned about. Think about what and who you are as an individual or within a small core group. Think about the entities that you are concerned about and the type of actions or activities that you may be forced at some point in time in the future to employ. I think this book might just be the one. Of course, there's been some civilian versions of this book, but this is an official manual, and it's probably better. So it goes through, I'm going to look here at a few pages. We'll do some screenshots. Again, I can't jeopardize the channel over this one TM, right? But I think ultimately, if I did the things in this TM, I think that I might get flagged. We may come back to it because there's some ways of manufacturing small arms, like how to make your own shotgun, how to make your own 45 rifles and stuff. Pretty cool. And it gets even better. That's just the tip of the iceberg. That would be an easy project. So you talk about, maybe you do have a small group that you gather with and you do some training with. Too many times I think our training is on the wrong types of things. We're worried about rescuing hostages. It's not that we shouldn't, talk about all of the scenarios that might never happen. But it's better, in my opinion, to come together as a group and say, what can we do to help us get all on the same page of other tasks? Again, maybe it is that first aid. Maybe it is recovery operations, right? Like vehicle recovery operations. Maybe it's doing some kind of a building trade together. Maybe it's getting together and saying, let's pick some projects from here and see what we can't come up with. So how to make explosive fillers. It's pretty wild. Let's jump ahead to how to make and operate a improvised pistol. Like, who doesn't want to make an improvised pistol? Improvised 12-gauge shotguns. I think that one we may do sometime later this year. Making it improvised shotgun out of a piece of lumber and some pipe, and some whatnots. And then for all of you, let's see if I can find it here. Chemical fires, flame gel fuels. For all you hunters out there, animal blood can be used to gel gasoline for use as a flame fuel, which will adhere to target surfaces. Here's what you need. 68 parts by volume of gasoline, 30 parts by volume of animal blood, and any one of the following. 2 parts either salt, coffee grounds, dried leaves, sugar, lime, baking soda, or Epsom salts. Procedure: preparation of animal blood serum. Get your blood. Store in a cool, dry place. Do not get aged animal blood or the serum into an open cut. It can cause infections. Pour it into a jar. Add the salt or other additives of the mixture and stir until a gel forms. I mean, that is pretty wild, right? So many things that you could do that would blow Rambo's mind to pieces. If you have it, let me know what you think. If you've ever made something, and obviously if you ever do try to make something, like in the manual talks about it, man, you got to be safe with what you're doing, especially when you start talking about making some of some of the things that make fire or go boom, and some of it is, well, it's all dangerous. Let me know if you think it might be fun on the channel to make an improvised munition. I think we can get away with it. Firearm content, I think, is fine. Some of it, I don't think that we can on the channel. Like, I don't think I could. I don't know. Maybe I'll do some YouTube research. It always catches people's attention when I say that I don't know somebody famous on YouTube who's in a related sphere. Like, I didn't know who Sean Ryan was. I don't watch podcasts. But here we are. So I don't know if somebody else out there has made a variety of types of improvised munitions on YouTube and has found a way to make that happen on the channel for education purposes only, right? And not been flagged or demonetized or whatever. Because we're certainly, if we do, like, we're not going to make it with the intent of having somebody else use this against somebody else. It's all in the name of science, right? So maybe we can get away with more than what I think we can. Let me know what you think about this. Like, I even have an idea. I want to make, I want to work on a series for hardening a vehicle. Like there's plenty of videos out there that making improvised body armor, right? But I think that we can do better than that by making improvised armor for our vehicles, using the exact same process for making a vest. I think with a little bit more, materials, we can make some kind of an insert or slide in or something for our vehicles. And that'd be kind of badass, I think. But man, there are so many projects on my list. Ultimately, it's a matter of what I can get to, what I think is going to have the most bang for the buck. No pun intended. Just kind of winging it here. But I am looking forward to hearing your thoughts and your comments down below. Team, I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. Team, if you want to master your craft and develop your tactical virtue, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can stay up to date with future content. Consider becoming a channel member. It's going to give you exclusive access to content not available to anybody else. I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.
I know you're out there! Come to my voice!